Is Super Bowl 58 fixed? Look, conspiracy theories abound in all professional sports, especially when it comes time for playoffs and there is a lot of money to be made. Now, there's no question that the Chiefs and 49ers are going to be a great football match and a matchup that a lot of people are looking forward to because it's a rematch of 4 years ago. But let's just take a look at how we got here. In the NFC, the Detroit Lions were up against the San Francisco 49ers, and I would say that the Detroit Lions were the fan favorites. It didn't matter if you were a fan of another team, there were people pulling for the Lions because they were the Cinderella story. They'd won one playoff game in the previous 56 seasons. 56! And they just won 2 in a row. They were looking incredibly strong, and it appeared they had an excellent chance of beating the 49ers and moving on to the Super Bowl. In fact, it appeared that way right up through the first half of the game. Coming up to the end of the first half, they were moving the ball incredibly well, and they finished off that second quarter with a short field goal to put 3 points on the board. Now keep that in mind. They chose to kick the ball to put some points on the board. Lions up 24-7 at the half, and now it was up to Brock Purdy to engineer a comeback for the 49ers. And remember, he just did that against Green Bay. Long story short, it happened. Purdy threw for 267 yards and a touchdown throughout the game. Christian McCaffrey had 2 TD runs, and the San Francisco 49ers erased a 17-point deficit at halftime to beat the Detroit Lions 34-31. But those plays by Purdy and McCaffrey, not to downplay their talent, but they're not going to be the plays that are remembered for the Lions' demise. With a little under 8 minutes on the clock in the fourth, St. Brown makes a third down catch to move the ball to the San Francisco 28, well within field goal range for the Lions to tie the game at 27. And all the armchair coaches are saying, kick the ball, it's a no-brainer. Just like at the end of the first half, put some points on the board. Dan Campbell? Nope, we're going to gamble. Campbell made some questionable decisions throughout this game, and this one did not pay off. And it's those kinds of decisions that seem to defy logic, that get people talking about what might be driving those decisions behind the scenes. Over in the AFC, we had the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. And this season, I was thinking the Baltimore Ravens were probably going to win it all. They have just looked unbeatable for the most part, and Lamar Jackson is having another MVP performance year. Anything can happen in the playoffs, though. Now, I don't think there was anything really all that questionable from a game perspective here. Lamar Jackson did not have his best game, but he didn't have his worst game either. Yeah, he had some shining moments, including that time he caught his own pass. Remember, in the second quarter, he threw the ball from the 10 and caught a deflection at around the 17, which was impressive. But he also turned the ball over twice and just didn't seem to be his usual polished self. Now, Mahomes wasn't perfect either, but he completed his first 11 pass attempts before the Ravens largely shut him down. And that turned out to be enough to do some irreversible damage. Coincidentally, Travis Kelce caught 11 passes. He had 116 yards and a touchdown, and with his 152nd catch, he broke Jerry Rice's NFL record for most career postseason catches. Kelce now has 156 catches in 21 postseason games. So from what I could see, neither team really seemed to be firing on all cylinders. The Chiefs had some things go the right way at the right time. The Ravens did too, but not enough of that. And so we finished with a 17-7 Chiefs victory. But if you saw something unusual game-wise, let us know in the comments. So we've got a 49ers Chiefs Super Bowl set for February 11th. That's terrific for fans of those two teams, but why would the powers that be want to have had these two teams meet in Super Bowl 58? Let's have a look at some interesting clues. If we start to follow the money, things start to look really interesting. Now, this is Sports Business Journal, and this is an older article. It's January 14th, 2022. In the top 5, there are no Ravens, there are certainly no Detroit Lions, but there are the San Francisco 49ers in the number 2 spot, and the Kansas City Chiefs in the number 5 spot. Now, if that trend has continued, it's been difficult to find that information that's more up to date, but you can certainly bet that marketing is a driver for having these teams go farther into the playoffs. Now you're saying to yourself, well, this is old information, show me something more recent. Okay, well, let's have a look at NFLshop.com. These are the top-selling jerseys as of December 2023, so not really very long ago. And number 1 is Hurts, number 2 is Parsons. Not big surprises, but look at this. Number 4, Patrick Mahomes. Number 5, Christian McCaffrey. As we go down the list, number 7 is Brock Purdy. And number 9 is actually Travis Kelce. They've just got a Patrick Mahomes picture up there by mistake. But there are 4 out of the top 10 best-selling NFL jerseys right there on the 2 teams that are going to play in Super Bowl 58. And wouldn't it be great for the NFL if the Kansas City Chiefs were to win back-to-back Super Bowls? Back-to-back Super Bowls are a huge marketing incentive to begin with, but when you consider that the Kansas City Chiefs' number 1 fan is the world's biggest marketing machine right now, you're going to end up with maybe the biggest cross-promotional win in marketing history. A win for the NFL, a win for the Kansas City Chiefs, a win for Taylor Swift, and a win for the personal brand of Travis Kelce. Do I think the fix is in? Well, actually, no. I don't really believe that there is any kind of conspiracy ever happening in any professional sports, though I do believe money talks. And there is some influence happening behind the scenes, but I don't believe that it's influence that affects the outcome of the game itself. It's hard to ignore all of these coincidences, though. What are your thoughts? Let's have a chat in the comments. And don't forget, if you're interested in making some money out of your habit of watching sports, check out some of the links in the channel profile. Stay tuned for more sports talk. See you in the next video.